daddy decide?
Oh.
And what's that one?
How do I?
All right. Okay. How do I introduce my kids into the world of geekery?
Into the world of geekery. I mean, with me as their dad, they were doomed. It's been ingrained in them since they were babies. My kids wore a Zelda onesie. They had Donkey Kong onesies.
Hold on. Did you have the Link Wind Waker onesie for your kid? Is that what you're talking about?
I think it was Ocarina of Time, but yeah.
It's like the green tunic, and then it had the belt with the bandolier.
Yep.
Dude, it's literally, I threw almost all of Danny's baby clothes away except for that onesie, man. Danny's grandfather, Suzanne's father, got Danny a Goku onesie for when he was little. And so, like, those are the two things that we've held on. But yeah, same. He's been ingrained since birth.
Yeah, they were doomed to be nerds.
Now the sheets were Joe's bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right, Robot. We heard all those.
Whatever you say, Charles. I'm sure that was quite the zinger.
Oh, getting dunked on by Joe and you can't respond? Oh, the sweetest tea you could be drinking. So what's other than Pokemon, Joe, right? Because you are Pokemon. Oh, you're formerly known, just like Prince, as Pokemon Joe. What kind of geekdom or nerddom has your kids inherited from you?
I mean, a whole lot of video games, of course. Just like you, I don't let them win. They must learn to beat me on their own. And so, yeah, so there's that. And then I've also over the years tried to instill in them a love for books. And so most nights I read part of a book to my boys. We've read through, well, with my older boys, we've read through the entire Harry Potter series together. We've read through a series called Adventurers Wanted. We're working on the Aragon series right now. We're towards the end of the second book. And so I want them to love books. And I want them to understand that in 99% of cases, the book is way better than the movie. And I made that abundantly clear after we read the Aragon book by showing them the Aragon movie. Because that is one of the worst book-to-movie adaptations ever. So bad. And yeah, so yeah, that I want them to understand and to love books, because I see way too many statistics.
Story, and if I'd known it was going to drop them off, I wouldn't have messed with that thing. Why is it not working? This is just killing me right now.
Let's just mute him right quick.
You have the power to put him in the green room, don't you?
It's true, I do. But I clicked the mute button. I have the power to mute him too. I clicked that mute button. You mute that mic, jerk. And so, yeah, no, like my kids, they do like books. What I need to get them more in love with is reading them for themselves as well.
True.
They read some. My 9-year-old reads more than my 11-year-old, to be honest. But yeah, reading is so important. And I've seen so many statistics to support how wonderful reading is. And I've seen a lot of really sad statistics about how many books people read as they get older in general. And so I'm also trying to buck the trend and make sure that I am keeping up with my reading too. I mean, you can see behind me, I've got a geeky bookshelf there, and some of those books I've read multiple times, 3 or 4 times. And there's actually several on there. There's there's probably about a dozen or so on there that I haven't read yet. But I mean
I'm with you. I mean, a friend of all of ours, Paul Klotz, once said to me, buying books and reading books are two different hobbies, Philip. And he was
Yes.
right. He was completely right. And so, like, I had this glorious bookshelf of all my prized books that I read 10% of, right? And I was ashamed of it. And so what I ended up doing was I sold about 80% of them and I got rid of them. And what I'm doing now is I have a Kindle and I only buy one book at a time. And I am not allowed to buy another book until I get through that book, right? So I have read through 4 books already this year. And I'm in the middle of my 5th, and I'm slowing down as we get closer to Dragon Con because I've got a lot more things going on. But it's really reinvigorated my sense of reading, and the kid sees me reading. And we have a rule here at the house that it doesn't matter what you're reading if you're reading, right? It could be a comic book, it can be a manga, it can be a Captain Underpants book, it could be Holes or The Hatchet. As long as you're reading, I'm good with it. And same thing, Joe, is that, we set aside a designated time, baked into bedtime where it's either he's reading to me or I'm reading to him, just so that we can, ingrain that into him. Because with a lot of, like you were saying, with a lot of the movies and enterprises that are now coming out, yeah, they're great and fun, but the book is always better. Charles, you muted.
Charles tried to talk. You're muted, jerk face.
You muted me, jerk face.
Yeah, because you were talking about nonsense while we were talking about
I
our
was
story.
not talking about nonsense.
We saw your butt. We saw you
got
like
me.
shaking your booty in front of the camera. It was weird for a second.
That wouldn't be a mute button issue.
Oh, we didn't
hear me shaking my butt.
We didn't say we didn't
I'm
like
sorry.
it.
I should have done this.
Gee, Willikers. Well, since Charles is gone, for me, it's been exploration on his own, and then when he gets into something, like really pushing behind it. For us, it was Ghostbusters. He got into Ghostbusters very early, not even through the cartoon, because we do have them all on DVD, but he got into it through the movie. And kind of like I was saying earlier, is like he has this understanding that like this ain't real, right? What I'm watching, even though because Ghostbusters is kind of scary, especially for younger kids, he kind of had that understanding that like Ghostbusters, like nothing in this universe is real. And so he wasn't really scared by any of the moments. And some of the more suggestive things that happened during that, aka a belt being removed, flew over his head because he's 8. So Ghostbusters is something that me and him have really bonded over. I made him a screen accurate costume for Halloween last year, right? And I put on my screen accurate costume and we went trick-or-treating together. So it's been a lot of fun, but I also didn't push it on him because I knew, and I still know that like, kind of like any kind of, advice or reprimanding, like if I push too hard on it, it's not going to happen. Right. I tried to sit him down for Lord of the Rings, the 4-hour fellowship. Not into it at all.
How old is your boy?
He's 7.
Okay.
I mean, every 7-year-old boy loves long journeys about walking. I don't understand. He found bored, but also like, I'm going to take my L and keep moving, right? Because I know, like, at some point, if that's going to be his thing, it's going to be his thing. I don't want to sit him down and be like, no, you don't understand, right? The meme of the boyfriend holding the girlfriend by the neck, explaining, like, mansplaining to her why this is important. I don't want to do that to the kid. Like, don't drill it into them so much that they despise you for it. Just let it come naturally. On fantasy side, right? He didn't really click with Lord of the Rings, but I'm still an active Warcraft player. And so when he saw me playing Warcraft, he was like, what the heck is this? And I was like, get out of here. Danny, you ain't not want none of this. This is terrible for you. And he's like, wait, are those panda bears? You're telling me I could be like a ninja panda? I could be Kung Fu Panda in this video game? And I was like, all right, yeah. If we're gonna we'll use together as a family. And so he's getting his fantasy through that in different books. But man, I'm gonna see kind of what he digs and then just try to, support it with offshoots and different branches.
My tactic has just been exposure therapy, right? We at a certain point we had no, you sit back.
You expose yourself and they need therapy.
No, you sit back, Joe.
Joseph. Hold on, Charles. Joseph Hezekiah Ard. We talked about this.
Hezekiah.
That's his middle name. You got it. You nailed it.
Joseph.
But
you can't say the jokes I'm thinking.
My bad.
Where's Kelsey when I need her? We had a minivan that had we put the DVD players on the backs of the headrest, right? And we controlled all the discs for the kids. So we would just show them the stuff we liked. Like I had all kind of seasons of Animaniacs that I put on there. I showed them, we showed them Star Wars and all the other different things you let play. And that just takes and then you just pay attention to them. And also, I don't hide the stuff, right? I'm going to sit there and watch my movie and then come in the room, watch it with them or not, play the video games. They look at shit, hand the video controller to them. Can you try it? We definitely walk them into the worlds that we're in. And then like just the other day, it was a great moment. Most Fridays, I try to set up my projector. I've got a little $80 projector I put in the backyard and I get my scotch out and watch something. And just happened to be Ryland was around and not doing anything else. I'm like, hey, I want to show you this because I know he's been into weightlifting and kind of working out and a little more tough guy stuff. So I showed him the Expendables, and he's 12 and he loved every second of it. And for whatever reason, but wait, I got you one better. And I showed him
there's more.
Well, there are more. Where she's like, oh, that'd be cool. Watch more later. I said, and so I showed him Boondock Saints. And it barely rolled in credits. Like, are there more of those? I'm like, yeah,
no!
but there's only one, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, there's two, but no, there's only one.
And that, but yeah, so you just find those moments, right?
Dude, I tried to show and sit Danny down for Darkwing Duck.
He should be right there at it.
And he was just like, Daddy, this is just boring Batman. This is just boring Batman. I could just be watching Batman.
Yeah.
Damn. No, I mean, he's kind of, yeah, I mean, he's
not wrong.
He's 7, but he ain't wrong.
Yeah.
It's Disney Batman. Damn, Danny.
I tried to do DuckTales for my kids. None of them cared.
Original or the new one?
Original first.
The new one slaps.
Then when the new one came out,
slaps.
They didn't care about the new one either.
My kids like the new one quite a bit.
And so, and mine likes the new one a lot, got into the old one and is all about the video game, the NES video game, loves it, right? We went to see it. Here's how I'm a dad. My son's favorite band is a metal band out of Athens, Georgia. They are called the Bit Brigade. What they do is they have a gentleman playing an NES on stage with them, and they play the music as he plays the video game, and it's all speed metal, right? And so we've seen them, I don't know, roughly 6 times together. It's been great.
Nice.
Check out dates. It's wonderful. But they played the DuckTales NES on stage the last time we played them, right? And so for him to hear the Moon music and watch this dude speed run it on stage, crystal, man. It's like core memories. You could see the yellow ball roll down the chute. It was wonderful.
So have you seen Inside Out too?
Not yet. He and his mother saw it. I saw somebody doing a live stream on TikTok. But I want to wait because I want to watch it with him. As
Yeah.
Riley's a hockey player, we're a hockey family, right? I kind of want to just wait to watch it with him.